This is an interesting story. Okay, so it says NYC pastor disciplined, the article says relieved of his duties, after allowing pop star Sabrina Carpenter to film racy music video in 160-year-old church. Okay, now I'm not going to watch too much of the video because, I don't want to cause any of you guys to stumble. The video has 12 million views, and apparently it's shot in a historical church in New York. And the video is a little, a little sensual, a little sus. I mean, it's not too bad. Let's look at it without the sound. All right, so let's see. How bad is this video? Hide your kids, hide your wife. It just seems like, yeah, she's kind of wearing some, questionable things. I don't think you would wear that, for Sunday's best. I don't think you'd show up to Thanksgiving dinner in that, or Christmas dinner. I don't think you'd show up to Resurrection Sunday in that outfit. Okay, so that's why so that's just where she's dressed. It's also what the video's about. She's out here murking guys and then appearing in church. So they did not follow the policy for filming the video, which requires a review of the scenes. Okay, so let's check this out. Brooklyn pastor was disciplined for allowing pop star Sabrina Carpenter to film a racy video inside a 160-year-old church. Monsignor Jamie J., I don't know how to say his last name, was relieved of his administrative duties at Our Lady of St. Carmel Annunciation Parish in Williamsburg this month after Carpenter's video Feather debuted on YouTube on Halloween, according to the Roman Catholic Diocese of Brooklyn. Catholics ain't messing around. Y'all be giving Catholics, thinking they're cool, whatever, Monsignor. Okay, that's how you say it. Monsignor Jamie. Okay, Monsignor. That's how you say it. Part of the video, which has amassed 11 million views in a month, featured a 24-year-old blonde songstress, strutting around the 19th century Blessed Virgin Mary Church in front of 4 upright pastel coffins while wearing a tiny black dress. Brooklyn Bishop Robert Brennan reconsecrated the church during a mass on Sunday, the diocese said in a statement. That sucks. If you gotta reconsecrate this thing, you gotta reconsecrate this building after this foolishness. It stank. Oh my gosh. Brennan on November 2nd said he was appalled to learn about the video, which also featured scenes of men murking each other. We can't say that word on live stream, as they vied for Carpenter's attention, and that he would investigate. Monsignor Jamie was relieved of his duties on November 4th after Carpenter's video debuted on YouTube Halloween. Brennan later said Auxiliary Bishop Wiltold, these guys got some interesting names, had been appointed as temporary administrator of the parish and would have all administrative oversight over it, while Gigantalo will undergo a review. Gigantalo's tenure as the diocese vicar for development has also been stripped from him. CNA reported he held the position for 15 years. He is still to offer mass, a diocese rep told the Post on Tuesday, and later parishioners, who has been a priest since 95, asked for forgiveness and hoped his fellow followers of Christ would forgive my oversight in this unfortunate matter. Okay, he was told of the video would be filmed outside the church, and he and his team were not aware that anything provocative was. No one was around while they were filming this? No one was around. They shot a whole movie in this thing with her strutting around on the altar, and no one knew this was happening? I thought, church, I got an email from my Armenian Apostolic Church. Armenian, we're part of the Oriental Arm. I got an email. I go every once a year, take my son, be connected to my Armenian ethnic roots. And they sent an email out saying, hey, the church is open if you want to come light candles. Meaning that there's always someone kind of there, that if people want to pop in, light candles, the church is open. That's how I grew up, was the church doors were always supposed to be open. People should always be able to kind of come in and light candles and pray. So there should always be people around, and when the church is like a temple and people are there and there's a reverence to it, and you're lighting candles and you're praying because you think you could only kind of connect with God in this special way at a church like this, right? I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying that's the paradigm of folks in these communities. Then no one was there when they were shooting this. I call cap on that. Something's not adding up. Something is not adding up. And she doing the prayer hands with the wink. While I take full responsibility for the erroneous decision to allow the filming, I want to assure you that I had no knowledge that such a scene would be filmed in our church, which we worked so hard to restore to its present sacred beauty. After looking up the young artist, his search did not reveal anything questionable. Hold on. He looked her up and nothing questionable came up? How hard did he try to look her up? So he allowed the shoot to proceed. The $5,000 the church made from the video will also be donated to Bridge to Life, a pregnancy crisis center in Flushing, Queens. Okay, so that's cool. Some of the money's going there. Parishioner Marianne, who declined to give her last name, told the Post on Tuesday that it was a lapse in judgment to strip him of his administrative duties. So it sounds like his own congregation is not really happy about it. But she also said that Carpenter shouldn't have been allowed to film in a sacred place. Absolutely. In terms of the video, there was nothing wrong with it. It was just a stupid pop video. If you saw it anywhere else, who cares? But this is a sacred place for the people who believe it's a sacred place. You know what? I don't think it's just a stupid pop video. Like, I think some of this is kind of, I don't know. I feel like some of this is kind of intentionally poking at people of faith by shooting these sorts of videos in churches, right? Like it's like a Christian appropriation, if you will. There's so many things today that are divisive. I don't think this is one of the things that should be a deal breaker. He made a mistake. Yeah, I don't know if he should have been fired or not, but he definitely, dropped the ball here. And the fact that no one caught it is pretty wild. I'm going to Google this artist and see if there's really, is there really nothing questionable about her? Like if you just Google her name, let me see before I show it to you guys. Oh my gosh. You Google her and the first thing you see is her in this lingerie thing. I still got it on the screen. Blur this out, Chris. There's like the first image is her in her Tatiana outfit. Like, what are we doing? Is it her? Is it her team? Is it the label? Who's intentionally poking and having the idea? Because like when I grew up, the folks who didn't go to church like didn't troll church. The folks who didn't go to church kind of like there was still a degree of respect and like, oh no, y'all church guys, that's sacred. We're not gonna play with that. We're not gonna play with God. Now it seems like it's like, oh, that church stuff. Can we run it for a music video? Can you go to church? Can we go shoot a drill music video at your church like that? Like, when did that start being a thing? This is crazy, man. This is crazy. This is crazy that this is like a thing now. That this is like people want to do this sort of stuff. So I'm curious how much of this is poking intentionally, and how much of this is just it was an artistic vision and they didn't see anything wrong with it. I don't know. I don't know people's motives like that. But it is interesting nevertheless. We see according to the Bible that prayer is extremely important in terms of us being transformed from the inside out when we get aligned with God's will. For the Christians watching this channel, I want you guys to implement these spiritual disciplines in your day-to-day life. And the only way I've been able to do this consistently is through writing down my prayers in a prayer journal that does a few things. One, it allows me to reflect and come to God humbly and ask him to move on my behalf. And two, it allows me to document my prayers, which ultimately help me remember the very things that I was praying for and see the hand of God tangibly in my life when he answers them. So I would urge you, consider writing down your prayers. It could be in a blank notebook. It could even be on your phone. Or you could check out the one I personally designed and used from my own quiet time and spiritual discipline that I think will be a huge blessing. It's the exact structure and system that I've used for years to pray and be more consistent in my spiritual disciplines. You can pick yours up today by clicking the link in the pinned comment below. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.